here a second. So we're going to first need to cut up an onion. And you do want to make sure and cut this real thin, between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4. If you have one of those little hand slicers, like they use for salads, that would be perfect for it if you have a small enough onion. Okay. Take about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to cook those down till they're translucent. Turn this up a little bit here. Okay, now while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of our mix ready. As I'll switch over to recipes here. Now the diced potatoes, you can actually use red potatoes, or if you have just regular Idaho potatoes, it doesn't matter, just dice them up small enough and go ahead and pre-cook them. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get the eggs ready here. Okay. Switch out gloves. And you notice this ain't the exact recipe. I shrunk it down just a little bit for this. And you don't want to heavy whisk these. You just want just enough to break the egg yolk. Like so. Okay. Here I have the thyme, the basil, paprika, and then potatoes. And these onions are about soft. I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes in there. Then our basil. And the thyme. Okay. Let that stir up there. What you're going to do is you're going to let the potatoes kind of heat up a little bit. Crisp up a little bit too while it's sitting in the oil. Now I put 2 egg whites in there, along with, like I said, I put 4 whole eggs and two, yeah, because I shrunk it down just a little bit. That's because of the size of the skillet that I'm using here. Because
that skillet does look like it could hold.
yeah. Okay. Go ahead and grab our spinach and cheese. Kind of have it loosely packed, which I'm only going to use 2 cups for this. And of course, somebody's already asked me if you could use frozen spinach. If you do, make sure to thaw it out really good and damp it dry really good before you use it. Chop it up. Basically just going to fold this in with the cheese. Just add your onion and potato mix into there. Now this is where you just gently fold it until it's all mixed. Now, with this, I'm going to wipe out the pan. And add another tablespoon of oil there. Go ahead and swirl that around, make sure it's even coated all the way around the bottom. Turn the heat up just a little bit on this one. Okay, now this one you do want to make sure and cover it as it's cooking, or else you'll get a really runny omelet with this. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and set some of these up for you right quick. I about did it again. Let's see. Melt down a little bit more butter here to spread on those for you. Now, as you're watching this, you'll see around the edges, it'll start getting a light crisp to it. And you won't really notice it browning until you take a spatula. Just go scrape around the edge, and you'll see where it starts to set. It'll turn a white color. And you'll just slowly start going in towards the center. The center part's still going to look moist and wet. The trick with this one, of course, is getting it to flip correctly. Some people can sit there and swirl it around, and if you got the right type of skillet, swirl it around and flip it in the skillet. Problem with that with some people, they tend to burn themselves because it'll splatter over them. Some people will try and take, if they got a flimsy enough spatula to reach under it, take it and flip it over. the best trick that I have seen to keep you from burning yourself or anything, you'll take the spatula, go underneath it, go around all the edges and underneath all the, as much as you can with the spatula, slide it onto a plate, turn the skillet over onto the plate, and just flip it over. That way you don't burn yourself and you're not splashing stuff everywhere. There we go. Which hopefully, when that cooks down, we'll be able to show you that. Okay. Because this skillet was kind of sticking just where it's an older skillet. There we go. So just take your plate. Kind of lift up there. Now this is where you definitely want to be careful. Make sure we get. And it worked. I'll let that cook about another 4 to 5 minutes on that side. I'd always take a little extra cheese, spread on top, let it melt down. Now I have parsley here. It's actually better to use fresh parsley for this. Just sprinkle a little bit on top. Okay. I'll let that finish cooking down, and we'll go ahead and start setting the table up here for you.